Welcome to the test drive. Today we explore one of the more intriguing entries in the plug-in hybrid world, the 2026 GTV Kessor PHEV. Though information is limited and some details derived from emerging listings and speculative sources, this vehicle already sparks curiosity. Let's dive in and see what we can piece together about its design, specs, technology, performance, and their implications for prospective buyers. The GTV Kessor PHEV 2026 is promoted as a premium crossover SUV plug-in hybrid, often denominated as the GTV Kessor Pro PHEV in listings. One listing prices it around $24,500, positioning it as an accessible hybrid option in emerging markets. Local sales ads in Phnom Penh show GTV Pro PHEV offered as a new unit for that price. The naming, Pro, suggests that the model shown is one of the higher trim levels among the Kessor line. Because GTV is a relatively new or niche automaker, much of the available data comes from such listings and automotive news speculation. Visually, the Kessor appears to adopt contemporary crossover styling, sleek lines, a muscular stance, and design cues meant to evoke sophistication. It seems to be based on or heavily derived from the Chinese JAC JS4 platform, according to comparisons made by automotive media. In fact, some sources suggest the Kessor is very closely related to the JS4, and that its difference is mostly emblematic and interior tweak rather than full mechanical redesign. Under its skin, the base version of Kessor uses a 1.5-liter turbocharged petrol engine producing about 150 horsepower and paired with a continuously variable transmission, with front-wheel drive layout in base variants. When converted into a PHEV configuration, additional components are added: an electric motor, battery pack, and hybrid control systems. The information in listings indicates the PHEV version retains the crossover SUV body style but gains the hybrid capability. The presence of a plug-in hybrid means that in ideal conditions, the vehicle should be able to be driven in pure electric mode over short distances, then switch to hybrid mode when the battery depletes or under higher load. One key challenge in assessing the Kessor PHEV is that official technical specifications are not fully published yet. We do know that the asking price of about $24,500 is relatively aggressive for a plug-in hybrid SUV in many markets. That price suggests that GTV aims for volume adoption, possibly in Southeast Asia or developing countries where cost sensitivity is high. The pricing also implies that the battery and electric system may not match the higher end of PHEV performance, but rather aim for a balance of efficiency and cost. From a performance standpoint, if GTV uses a 1.5L turbo engine in the Kessor base, then combining that with an electric motor might push combined output somewhat above the base internal combustion figure, but likely not to extreme levels. The electric-only range will depend heavily on battery capacity, which is not confirmed in public sources. In comparisons, other PHEVs nowadays tend to target 30 to 70 km or more of electric range if designed well. The Kessor's real-world electric range may be more modest, especially given cost constraints. On the technology front, one selling point is the plug-in hybrid architecture itself. In markets where charging infrastructure for full EVs is weak, a PHEV is a compromise. Drivers can rely on electric power for daily commuting if within the electric range, and fall back on the petrol engine for longer trips. This reduces range anxiety. For buyers in regions with limited charging stations, that dual capability is a strong argument. If the Kessor PHEV is marketed in such regions, it may attract buyers who want green credentials without abandoning fossil fuel backup. However, trade-offs exist. Because the PHEV version must carry both an internal combustion engine and a battery pack plus motor, weight increases, packaging becomes more complex, and cost goes up. Engineers must balance battery capacity against cost, weight, and interior space. If the battery is small, electric range may be limited and the advantage less compelling. If it's large, the added cost may erode the vehicle's competitiveness. It remains to be seen how GTV addresses this balance. Another consideration is how the hybrid control system operates. Is it optimized for seamless transitions, regenerative braking efficiency, smooth blending of modes, and driver experience? In some PHEVs, the gasoline engine may engage in less efficient ways under certain loads, eroding fuel economy benefits. Quality of software calibration and integration matter a lot. A newcomer brand could struggle to get all those systems well tuned unless it partners with established hybrid technology suppliers or reuses proven modules. In terms of market potential, a vehicle like the Kessor PHEV could find traction especially in countries in Southeast Asia, parts of Africa, or South Asia where consumers are price-conscious but increasingly interested in greener technology. If GTV can maintain affordability, and if after-sales support, battery warranties, spare parts availability, and charging infrastructure support are made adequate, then the model has a chance. However, brand reputation, reliability, and dealer network will play as much role as the specs. Looking ahead, the 2026 model year suggests that GTV anticipates a relatively near future launch or expansion. By that time, competition in the hybrid and plug-in electric space will be fiercer. Global automakers are pushing more advanced hybrids, fuel cell vehicles, and EVs. The Kessor will have to compete not only on price but on technology, efficiency, and features. In conclusion, the 2026 GTV Kessor PHEV is an ambitious entry into the plug-in hybrid segment by a newer or niche automaker. Priced around $24,500 in some markets, it promises to combine a 1.5L turbocharged petrol base with electric propulsion, giving users flexibility for both urban electric driving and longer petrol-powered trips. Its styling appears modern and competitive in the crossover segment, with mechanical roots tied to established platforms like the Jack JS4 in non-hybrid form. The success of the PHEV variant will depend on how well GTV engineers the balance of battery capacity, cost, performance, and system integration. In markets with underdeveloped charging infrastructure, this hybrid approach may be especially attractive, offering a hedge against range anxiety while delivering greener daily driving. As more official data emerges, battery size, electric range, combined power, warranty, and reliability performance, we'll get a clearer picture. Until then, the Kessor PHEV is a promising concept with potential, but one that must live up to the promise through execution. Let me know if you want me to turn this into a full video narration or refine it further.